I know this is TMI if you're a guy. I'm so sorry. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle if you're new here. I have been sharing several videos about my health. I had several diagnoses within the past maybe 2 years. I'm not sure now. It's been a while. But I got diagnosed with H. pylori, SIBO, Lyme disease, and I've had gastritis that I've been dealing with on and off for quite some time, except I've been clear of it for quite a while now, but I do feel like I'm always on the verge of easily going backwards if I don't take care of my digestive system. And so today I wanted to kind of give you an update of how I'm doing and how this past week has went. I mentioned in a couple of videos back about Giardia, and one of the treatments for Giardia is antibiotics, and so I wanted to try that route because Giardia has very similar symptoms to SIBO, and I don't know if there's a complete correlation there, but I wanted to try it to see if I could get rid of my SIBO. And when I took the antibiotics, I'm going to be 100% honest, I felt amazing. My digestive system was working really good, and I felt a lot better, but then once I was done taking them, my symptoms came back, and I think that was probably because I didn't take them long enough. So fast forward to where I'm at today, and actually it started shortly after finishing the antibiotics. I didn't realize at the time, but I was struggling with a yeast infection, and it's not been terribly bad because I feel like throughout the history of me being sick, I have dealt with yeast infections, but they've always been very mild because I tend to treat them right away. And so one of the ways that I treat them myself, just depending on how bad they are, if it's very mild, I literally just use coconut oil and tea tree oil, and sometimes just straight tea tree oil topically where it itches. And like I said, fast forward to where I'm at right now, and it's just been very irritating, but not super bad. And so yesterday it actually hit me like, hey, you're dealing with a yeast infection, you need to do something. And so I had another symptom that I didn't put two and two together, but that's when I kind of realized, like, why is this happening to me? My periods have been spaced out really well, and I started spotting literally at day about 14 into my cycle, and I was like, what in the world could cause that? And so I reflected on some things, and I had relations, and I was like, did that? But I was like, there's no way, there was no reason for that. And so like I said, was experiencing the itching and some of the symptoms from the yeast infection. And I've also been kind of tired and a little more irritable, kind of like my body's fighting something. And it got itchy enough yesterday that I was like, I'm just so sick of this. Like, I'm irritated from it. And that's when it dawned on me, you have yeast infection. And so the other thing that I do is I use yogurt topically, and also I insert it so that it has a lot longer amount of time to just get everywhere. And I do this right before bed. That way it's not coming out as I'm walking around throughout the day and just making a huge mess. Some people do apply it several times a day and they'll wear a pad. I, however, feel like I get more irritated from the normal pads you get in the store. So I am possibly considering making some or buying some cloth pads, which I have had in the past. I just got rid of them because I wasn't using them, and I didn't really think I would anymore, but I'm kind of seeing a need for. There are the options of the organic cotton pads. However, they don't make the super long ones in the cotton pads. So I was like, well, if I want something that big, I'm going to have to make it myself. And so I am exploring my options right now on what I'm going to do in that regard. I know this is TMI if you're a guy. I'm so sorry. So aside from that, I am noticing too that my digestive system is slowing down, and sometimes before my cycle, my digestive system slows down, and it kind of feels like my body feels confused as to, is this a cycle or not? Because my digestive system slowed down once I started spotting. And so I am making sure to take a few supplements to make sure that I keep things moving. And I've mentioned this in several videos. Some people claim that the magnesium citrate I take can damage your stomach, and I'll explain a little more about that in a little bit. But I take magnesium citrate, the Now brand tablets, because they work faster than the Capsules, I feel like with the capsules, I have to take more for them to be as effective, but I take anywhere from 1200 to 1400. And back to, people saying that it can mess up your stomach. I honestly feel like the only reason it would mess up your stomach is if you already had gastritis or some damage to your stomach lining. It's been a while since I've had gastritis, so I have no irritation in my stomach at all in the sense of burning. But like I said, I take that to prevent it, and my stomach is strong enough at the moment to handle the citrate, so it's not affecting me negatively. And I also don't feel like I become dependent, because I go through waves where my body will function properly on its own, and then I go through waves where no, I absolutely 100% need that magnesium citrate or nothing is going to happen in my body. And so I am dependent on it sometimes because, like I said, I absolutely need it. There are gentler supplements that you can take to help you have bowel movements. I know one of them is aloe. I can't remember the full name of it, but I do have it, and I'll try to find it and post it down here so you can go back and look it up if you want an alternative. I'm just not very experienced in any other supplement other than the magnesium citrate. They do make a powder form, but it's not the Now brand. It's called Calm, and you just basically try to equal how many ever milligrams you're trying to take and put that in your liquid and drink it. And that's a lot easier for people who can't swallow pills, because I'm going to be honest with you, the Now brand tablets are quite big, like horse pills, but I can swallow them, and so I take them. I've also been eating super clean. I've not even had dairy. I tend to be able to tolerate dairy, but I am avoiding it at the moment just to make sure that I don't mess up my digestive system, because this last round, it was a little scary for me because my anxiety shot up really high. My last video I mentioned also, I talk about my anxiety and two different types that I tend to have. And the kind that I had was the more scary one with the intrusive thoughts. And I don't want that. I would rather honestly have the second anxiety where I feel hyper and it's just hard to come down from a high, and I use St. John's wort, and that's really helpful, where St. John's wort does help the other one, but I feel like it's just so depressing to be on the other side of the other type of depression with the intrusive thoughts that I just don't ever want to go there, if that makes any sense to anybody. I have started taking some supplements starting actually this week, and I've taken them before. It's the Dr. Clark Parasite Cleanse, and I've done this cleanse before, which is why I'm doing it again. So let me give you a little backstory of what happened. I did this parasite cleanse because I was worried I had parasites, and maybe that was the solution to my problems. And so I did one round, and it was an 18-day round according to the way they have it laid out to take the supplements. And I felt great, but once I went off of the supplements, my symptoms again started coming back, and I felt awful again. So this time I bought supplements in order to take 3 rounds, and I'm hoping to have the same effect, but that because I'm on them longer, I will feel brand new again, and whatever is wrong with me will be healed. And that's a big, whatever is wrong with me, because the tests that we have done have come back, positive. And I've not taken every single test out there. You have tests for heavy metals in your body, tests for mold, toxicity, and I don't know what else, but I have just decided to save my money since I have found something that I know worked before, and I'm willing to try it again for a longer period of time, because honestly, I think that the mold test kit that I got cost about maybe $300 to $500. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was a lot of money, and I was like, I can buy these supplements, and I know they help me for that amount of money. And if I need more, I can just add on. But at least I'm feeling better, and I'm not just taking a test that tells me yes or no, because all of these issues that I have are I'm just trying to basically heal one thing after another to get my body to a place where it can heal itself, and my immune system will be able to be built up. And so I'm hoping as I knock these things out, like I said, my immune system will get stronger and I will be healthier. I have not done anything new for my H. pylori, but even when I had the H. pylori, I don't think I completely knew that yet. And I did the Dr. Clark Parasite Cleanse, and I felt really good. So my numbers for the amount of H. pylori that I had when I got my results recently was really, really low. And I had the option to take antibiotics again and see if that knocked it out. But I really don't want to take the antibiotics because I know where I'm at right now with the yeast infection is just going to make it so bad for me that will probably be intolerable. So I would rather go the natural route, try to heal that way. And if I've gotten it that low naturally, maybe I can just get rid of it. I don't know. And then, you know, I have that other thought in the back of my head, which we'll never know, is did the antibiotic make the numbers low, or has it been everything else that I have been doing? I've been eating, like I said, super clean, low carb, very, very, very little carbs, and not on purpose. It's just part of the diet that I'm doing to lose some weight. And I've been doing intermittent fasting for 18 hours a day. And some days I don't do that because I don't eat enough during my window that I allot. And so I'll eat a little bit, maybe like at 6 or 7. And I never intend to do that. It's just the day gets so busy, gets away from me. I get caught up in things. And then when I finally stop and slow down, I'm starving and my body is stressed. So I will eat because stress isn't good either. And so I try to minimize that for myself so that I don't, you know, just create more HOVAC in my body. Next Sunday, I will be able to get on the scale and see how much weight I have lost. And I look forward to seeing that. I am so used to weighing every day, but one of the rules or recommended rules, you know, because we can do whatever we want, is that you don't weigh throughout the 8 weeks of the program. And I was weighing every day up until, though, I think 5 weeks. And a friend encouraged me to put the scale away and just do the diet, stick to it, and not necessarily worry about that. And so when Sunday rolls around, like I said, I can't wait to see the results. But I am encouraged because things fit better. They're not tight like they were getting. And I will let y'all know next week how much I weigh and the program I am doing. But for now, I will see y'all in my next video. I hope all this information I'm sharing is helpful. I do mention in my videos why I share, and part of that is because other people are looking for someone they can relate to and the symptoms they're going through, so that they don't feel like, one, they're alone, and two, they kind of can look forward to or know some of the symptoms and things they're going to go through with some of these illnesses. And I personally do love to share and talk about these things. I don't know a lot of people like me, thankfully, but we're out there. So, like I said, I will see you all in my next video. Y'all take care. Bye.